This is the Yanda Mountains, also known as the Talking Forest. From time immemorial, it has been known to be the home of one of the greatest treasures in Sierra Leone. For history has it that a long time ago, the first settlers of the land found treasures in gold and diamond littered all over the land, but knew not how precious they were. But then, one day, a pirate ship sailed and capsized into the mountains. The younger settlers, being the good-hearted people that they are, rushed to their rescue and were able to save one of them. Upon waking up and realizing that he was not only surrounded by treasures, but that also the people knew nothing of the worth of these treasures, he started plotting to steal these treasures, not minding how the kind people were to him. He found a way to send a word to his fellow pirates to come join him on this task, and by the time they arrived in numbers, scaring the original settlers off and scraping for every last treasure in the land. The mountains couldn't take the betrayal anymore.
Oh, all right. Am I okay now? Sorry, guys. Me mic BO been there off. First of all, thank you very much for reminding me, because I know they check the the mixer, because the mixer is supposed to show me say yesterday audible. So I've been just focused. So let me just start again. Welcome to this wonderful platform. As we all know, today we can discuss a very important topic. And this topic has to do with the APC party again, because these days the APC party is in a dilemma. We now we have responsibility as members of the APC party for come up with some of them problems, and they will discuss them. So the entire membership around the world where they watch, then we're able to learn from that, and maybe we will try for find a solution. And as always, okay, thank you, Mr. Jiwujalo, for telling me that's okay now. Thanks, James Kenneth, too. So as we now all know, this platform is an interactive platform wherein the viewers, they also get a say in whatever we discuss. So always, if you get any comments in for the topic we discuss, you can send an the comment section of the platform. For example, if you they watch me from YouTube, now the YouTube comment section, just send that comment there. We able to broadcast on them. And if na Facebook, na the same thing, na the Facebook comment section, just send on them. We'll be able for read and not everything we'll be able to read, but some of the comments there are very important comments there we think say we're supposed to read them and even show on the screen. We'll be able to do them. So now let's start with this discussion, and thank you very much, Mr. Baibule, for joining. You know, was it last week we talked about the APC party and the Youth League retreat where we'll go get some kind of I don't know, I want to call it disrespect or disturbances, I think are the best word, the one we were supposed for him. And we try to give certain solutions. And in fact, I brought in one young guy when Williams from Stay Red Movement, you know. Yeah, the questions that were asked, they're very, very tough because it is important that when I am in this podium, I have to show neutrality. That make it doesn't matter whether the APC can at this forum or SLPP, and they ask the tough question where the viewers then where they watch where a mixture of everything, whether an SLPP, APC, NGC, PDP, or whatever political party, they're not able to ask. I represent my viewers for ask some of them questions, and the viewers them a diverse group of people them. So that make they ask tough questions. Then you understand, and that is same thing today. I just want for make we become realistic, especially you as a member of the APC, because sometimes we're thinking blind way when it comes to politics, especially the toxic politics where they play na salon on social media, is that we are actually blinded by our emotions. Even though we consciously tell we same, this waiting we they do so na wrong thing, but because that emotions they're able to blind with rational thinking, and that's not the problems where we get most of the time when we fall into some of them petty trap. And last week one of we members when Dr. Sylvia Blyden Bonacourts issued the APC party, and before issue the APC party, after I don't put in documentation say about 120 paragraph or whatever, he sent me a private message, not all for say he want for make a review but just like way they send to other people them. Sometimes now you private message. Now the same thing, he send me this message. So I try for call him for make I able to understand what thing they go on. He not pick up. That time he been there online because I see online now WhatsApp. So he not able to pick up. So I try for text him, nothing. Okay. So I think was it on Wednesday or so, then go na courts, then go do this thing. I think the 29th was, I don't know when, then get for go back na court for make the judge go give a ruling whether one the thing where Sylvia Blyden they try for doing is he say he want for join Alfred Peter Conte a lawsuit as a co plaintiff on the lawsuit. So that was the purpose of the hearing this past days where then go to court. And based on waiting we hear from people that we've been in a court, there were so many questions asked, discussions. I know really want for stifle anybody in freedom of speech because I've been sending an audio after that court hearing there. I sent an audio and specifically to Sylvia Blyden for making he understand for saying there are times when you write, say this na me you write for do this, but you look at the ramification, the implication, because your right could not only affect the one way you dey try for go after, but it dey affect the innocent people them wey no get nothing for do with what you dey try for do. In fact, maybe those are the people where you intend for fight for. This is where sometimes it's very, very important. Anything we they do, either as political party or as individual, make we know say we get to think thoroughly and say, okay, if I come and put this, what are the implication, what are the effect where it gets to the person where they try for go after, and besides that, outside of that circle day, what about people when are innocent people, what they call the standby, you know? So you get to think thoroughly before ever you do this. And I don't know whether Sylvia Blyden think this thoroughly before ever he go na court for go do this. But in my own opinion, irrespective of the fact, say he get it right, because in a democratic society, you no go say, oh, because I believe say what in the next person they do a wrong thing, so therefore that person will not get the right for do am. Everybody get the right for do what he get for do, but that doesn't mean that we will not be able to tell and say this could have been done better than the way you do them. And I know one for stifle in democratic rights for freedom of speech. And but the problem where I get with Sylvia Blyden in lawsuit where they try for protest, in as much as they claim say it won from it effect for a lot of people there, because he say it effect for many people there were not able to fight for themselves. And as I know Sylvia Blyden, one of the things when we've been in a power, me and Sylvia Blyden not been see eye to eye in many cases. You understand? In fact, the other time, me one of the people that after a caricature an escoma, you would then call it put on my Facebook. Me one of the people that were actually not an attack, but try for tell and say, come on, this is pettiness, you know. So we get that with them called it before. But we be no eye on them. I think when it been come now, American somebody connect to you, we talk, and he say he's sorry and all those stuff. Well, I say it's okay. The thing about me is when you do wrong, I go tell you the truth with respect. It doesn't matter. And when I tell you with respect, it left to you for make you go sit down and think. For say whether this guy wait he tell me not true or not, or it makes sense or not. That's how I am. You know, that's not so I grew up with. So I get that belief system there. So in as much as Sylvia Blyden get the right for go sue anybody where if he say he did do wrong, or he did do whatever association where he be member of wrong, what about the party in interest? What about the party in interest? How could everybody they go no more, they sue the party because he disagree with the leadership of the party? This is very, very wrong. This they put we in a very, very disadvantageous position. At this particular time, now is the 23rd of October. We're not able to do anything from one lawsuit to another. Well, let's say Sylvia Blyden, may God forbid it, he succeed the judge give the right for making he join the lawsuit, which is actually when you listen to the conversation in court, incompatible. Within Alfred Conte sue and within Sylvia Blyden they try for sue for the advocate on, now two different things actually. One of the things where Sylvia Blyden talk about is the constitution where them just don't approve. He wanted them throw that constitution there, let them bring the 1991 constitution, a constitution where some of we when a member self. Okay. Ajibudi Jola say, Doc, are you sure Dr. Blyden sue the APC? Well, not necessarily sue. Dr. Blyden going to court, he say he want for make them include them now the lawsuit where Alfred Peter Conte don't sue already, and because it gets certain things the way you know agree with, where instead of you go in one go for go sue another lawsuit, so you just want for make the other. So that kind of something like that, you understand? Now I know say because he sent me the thing privately. Now they try for do not necessarily in go for go sue on his own individually, but he want for make the Adam. Yeah, okay. So these are some of the things where I talk about, you understand? But okay, one of the problems with Sylvia Blyden, I think it gets is the fact that now that we don't approve a constitution, we 100% okay, but at least it's better than the 1995 constitution. Everybody who don't read that constitution, they will tell you, say, one of the biggest problems we will get now with 1995 constitution is this selection clause where people them in the abuse, we put in at this mud, where we did today, so we just rub this mud up away. So, Sylvia Blyden say, agree with the process. Well, they say because the people that will actually implement this order, they not do them the way they order them. My counter argument to that is, well, if the judge na give the order say, when I get for do X, Y, and Z, in order for approve the constitution, I strongly believe say if those leaders where they give the responsibility for do that, they not do within the judge say. It is the responsibility of the judge for making hold them into contempt, right? Not to see they are blinding. No, not to see they are blinding. Get for hold them into contempt and get for one for car include them. This to me that particular side, I believe say that the judge now is supposed to do because now in order. So if anybody violates in order, now in responsibility for all them, and I think it talk about the hearing. These are some of the things where I feel say it don't make sense at all. But like I said, Sylvia Blyden get the constitutional rights for go anywhere and sue anybody, especially national political party, if he feels say they know they do the right thing. But the interest of the party triumph all other interests, individual interests. You understand? How long will they pan this? Imagine Sylvia Blyden succeed for making he join Alfred Peter Conte. In which Alfred Peter Conte, even lawyer say, no one for let Sylvia Blyden join them. Okay, no one let Sylvia Blyden join them. So imagine Sylvia Blyden succeed. Then now the request where Sylvia Blyden ask for say we argue na court for say we need for through that constitution and then that will bring the 1991 constitution. And after maybe a week from now, a month, or even a year from now, another person can say, you know what? I don't like the way the 1991 constitution or Mr. XYZ in the leadership, then they do so. Therefore, me self they go to court and they go so. We did in a circular stuff. So it impede the focus where we supposed to forget for make we able to succeed as a party. That is my own concern. It's not as much as the sue way people that they try for Sylvia Blyden and they try for argue. That is something that she has the constitutional right to do so. But what about the interest of the party? That is my own concern. So before I bring the commentators there, let me just try for address few comments that we don't come already. I don't address Ajibu Jallo in comments within at the screen. So Izagi say leave her to exercise her right. Definitely. Like I said from my from the beginning of my monologue, Sylvia is a citizen of Sierra Leone. Sylvia is a fully paid up member of the APC party. She has 100% constitutional right for going to court for sue the APC party if he feels him. The APC party they try for impede on the right of people within the party. Again, that right day. I don't take that right day from Mamo. I want to make it very clear. That's not the point at the time for me. I am looking at the bigger picture, the interest of the party. In as much as you get the right for do something, what about waiting at the implication of the action where they take on the very thing where you try for protect? Because simply they try for protect the APC party. To be honest with you, I am not in favor of some of the things that we leaders and they do now the APC party. Everybody know that say I dey advise them, I dey try to tell them everything within I feel say na the right thing. But why every time go na court, one person after we dey try to round up this case, then Sylvia want for join against, and he already don highlight certain things the way he believes him. Now in your case, if they include that into this case, now it a request for. That's the point why they try for me. Now let me go to Ajibu Jallo again. Ajibu Jallo saying, my understanding is that her issue are with respondent 1, 2, and 4, not 3, the APC. Well, Ajibu Jallo, yes, because he mentioned Yansane, now in lawsuit, he mentioned Anes by Koroma, now in lawsuit, and I think he mentioned PPRC or something like that now in lawsuit, and what's in rationale behind that, well, the way they go do the election or the implementation of the order is wrong. Then the second thing he talk about is he believes say they for throw away this new constitution where the Dutch don't ratify and bring in the 1991 constitution. So it affects the APC directly, whether or not the people is sue, but the actions of that lawsuit they come back to the APC and affect the APC directly. So now let me bring in the commentators. Them I get Mr. Baibure and I get Dr. Augustine Kamara. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to the program. Let me start with okay. Augustine, I think I don't say he didn't pan drive or he didn't inside motor.
No, I don't put them off.
Okay, so Bible, looking at this hearing will take place where Sylvia want for make the court include down to Alfred Peter Content in lawsuit, and the argument where he put in the court, I think it was on Wednesday or something. I don't remember the date again. But do you think, in your own opinion, as a member of the APC, without being a fanatic, because a lot of people then tell you say now you know one of the fanatics are the APC, but without being fanatic, you think this actually hurts the party or help the party? Okay, we not hear you. I think the same. You mute.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, clearly. Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Mankota, and I want to tell listeners there, I do, and not forgetting Dr. Kamara within at the show. For asking about my view, I want to clarify, say, Baibure is not a fanatic. Baibure, the only thing I like to be realistic somebody when they do things there clear. I can speak the diplomatic language, but the same way so I understand say gentility and kindness to a madman is nothing less than a pure waste of time.
So you can forget a big yardstick.
Brute force is what they understand and they comply better. Okay, that's aside. What did they go on in a court? Well, you don't they talk about the concept of rights. Political philosophers there then talk, say right by virtue of being a human being, quite distinct from any other animal of the lower kingdom. Yeah, endowed with certain rights. Then talk. Other philosophers then come, modern philosophers, then come for can't talk, say there are no rights, but what the law allows. If they talk, say you get right, you right, but there are no rights, but what the law allows. For example, you get the freedom of movement, association, of whatever. But if there is the law say there is a curfew, that right automatically of movement, freedom of movement has been curtailed. And when you belong in a political party, something like in a collective whole, you say they exercise your right. It's good that you exercise our right with caution. Because when you calculate your fraction, the space where you get as an individual, compared to the general membership of the APC, that they could tell you, say, who say you write and now the other person you write back begin. So we have to be very, very be careful in so doing. And the way how they follow the matter in a court, again, Bible understands say any matter holding a court, and not in one for make comment on them. But for the purpose of what they are, whether it is in the interest or not in the interest of the party, I go and say one or two things. With all due respect to the court, from what I don't they follow, the person where he even say he want go join, then they at variance. According to how don't they follow, because USA instant and how the current person who should the case stand, they go the same way. So then get some differences. I wonder why he want go join there. And I still they wonder back why he not start his own case from scratch. If I be his own, you see, in politics, what you be they saying at this forum, yeah, in politics, if you are an educated person, never you allow emotion to cloud your academia, because it is a fact that in life you cannot stand or walk against the wind. If you see the way out is then they move, and the concept of silence, a healing philosophy. There are times when you're in a group with other people until they take away where you know favor, the best you could do, the concept of silence, adopt it. Someday it can help. At some time, then go can look, you say yes, who say stand, now you're not the right person. But if you say this, it pursue against the majority, believe me, or what people are there, because me believe say at this point in time, majority of the APC people they don't want any court case. And the Migo want to talk say is a fact, and that any other matter what we get is better we deal with as a party level, looking at the political temperature of the country under matter be in court. You see, for go join another person for pursue a matter, it's like one met in the APC land who side for land for more who gets the leadership. But again, we go and challenge certain people. Like if you're an educated person, look at certain issues, say this now losing battle. I cannot get out of it. But if you fed with emotions, that are the big problem nowadays. So as you rightly say,
I'll ask a question before you complete. Do you acknowledge that Dr. Sylvia Blyden get the constitutional right for sue the APC party, or you not get that constitutional right there as a citizen of Sierra Leone and as a member of the APC party?
Well, the small thing what me understand there is, yes, it can, as I tell you, I see the matter in our court. I go and rely upon the wisdom of the court. Maybe the court come with arbitration about that. But me, in the interest of the party, women in our comrade, I be for prefer more no go in our court at a time like this.
Yeah.
Maybe for just sit down, maybe see how the matter they go. This might not be well with her. This might not they go the way he like them. Maybe for just see how did they go, because what do we believe in politics today? If they talk about Dr. Ernest Kuruma of the former president or Payasane, remember before them there were other people. Where are they today? So me yon Babure, if currently Mankota that in the leadership of the APC, if they do something well like, another first Mankota say I put I hit a blow intended for Mankota to the APC. This is what is happening now.
Okay.
You see, so when you do that today now misplaced aggression. Now misplaced aggression, because when you hit a blow to the non-intended offender, somebody won't offend you. We the bulk people who did aside one party who they at peace. Right now we are being hurt. We are hurting people now. We are. Yeah. So now the thing that one day me they try for talk.
Okay, so then call friendly fire, right? So before I go to Dr. Kamara, before I go to, let me just read what Judge Owell said. He said, I believe Sylvia Blyden should sue NRM, not the APC, because the NRM forced the party to change the constitution. So suing the PPRC, EBK, and Yansana does not make any sense. This was the constitution they condemned, that it was responsible for the party to lose the 2018. Why did they raise her concern then? She is making the average people to see her as anti-party. Then this one, Ajibu Jallo say, as a party, our NDC, that is the National Delegate Conference, has adopted a new constitution, 1200 plus years to 19 noes. Oh, 1200 plus yes, 19 noes. That is above any other consideration. Her contention are with national officers whose tenure of office has expired or had been handpicked into office, including the chairman, the leader. Her court action, therefore, has to do with EBK, OFY, and the PPRC, that is, I don't know, whatever, for which the party is not affected. Doctor, I know say, Ajibu Jallo, they try for talk say, waiting this one, they try for do, they affect the party. In your own opinion, is it actually true that this waiting Sylvia they do, they affect the party at all?
Not true. Good evening, Dr. Mankota. Good evening, Vibure and listeners. I think I used to like Dr. Sylvia Blyden.
You used to? You know, like again?
Well, not as much as I used to. You know, one, she used to be very bold, and but I can't say he gets that instinct of pugnacity for facts, and this is wrong. Salon don't fait the international world come, they say truth and reconciliation. If we don't get truth and reconciliation, Salon don't come to peaceful terms. Now, would they go back perfect, psychologically, physically, morally? But my Sylvia left. You know what thing? Because now one thing, one, it make a lot of enmity for himself from the women. And he said he will get tendency for can be president. What do you think they go and this instinct of pugnacity? Fet, today in a Siakisi, tomorrow na this, tomorrow na that, tomorrow ide PPRC, tomorrow ide NPRC, tomorrow ide FLPP, tomorrow ide this, ide that. But
yeah, but to be fair with Sylvia, doctor, is the fact that you don't think I wish Sylvia go.
No. Let me just say this. If you are for APC, you want to tell me say them problem here or not, don't exist to other parties them. Right now, C4C then get their own problem. Right now, APC then get their own problem. But then they try for men that host day. And the time when Sylvia they come for comfort, I'm not going to say they convince anybody for say she's APC. I mean, tell me, who's APC man? Where go there? Where they try at this time, especially the 95th goal, where they try for free a goal. Now sell games they pump. Let me be bold to tell her this.
Okay, well, we have to be fair to Sylvia. Now be one decipher. We have to be, in as much as some of we not agree with the action. Number one, Sylvia is a bona fide APC member. We know that.
My friend, Dr. Bankota, whose fairness of politics within a salon right now, with all the toxicity going on.
Yeah.
We don't play fair game.
But let me just defend that.
Well, when I make that unfairness day, instead for team up with the APC and try for fact to make them try for come back to power. Not upon this way you will come play fairness. That's unfairness.
Okay, in as much as I don't agree with waiting Sylvia, and not until I begin to come from after the very day where they're going to court, I pull out an audio but we have to be fair with them. Sylvia is a true member of the APC party.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that anymore.
It getting card.
Well, make it get him, but it can be say na APC watermelon.
No. Now, one of the things where I give credit to Sylvia, doctor. You're not hypocrites. That me.
No, you're not stable anymore. You're not stable anymore. I disagree with you.
Yeah, that's
no.
Okay. That's fine with you because just like I said, you get right to your opinion, right? But some of you always have this.
Make it stop. We want peaceness alone. And we forget an opposition. We're going able to stand against the ruling party right now. We're going able at least pull in a power. But like this, she's been a catalyst for make APC come on a power. Marco, stop this hypocrisy. If he ain't come for be bold, let us also be bold and tell her the truth.
Now,
come on.
Listen, doctor. The way politics day today, if you like the time when we get one party state.
Well, you play politics with them, but this not the real truth that they tell them right now.
No, I'm not playing politics with them because I'm the first person we disagree with them, but I disagree with them with the respect. Because I'm not going to tell and say because he take this action, so therefore to APC, he not believes in an APC. No.
Well, if in an APC, na confusionist, I they tell another. Na confusionist APC.
And the Skoma be sued and the Skoma and this one they've been going to court for so many years, right? So we don't say both of them.
Not all this at this nick of time where they don't play the 90 minutes when they pay extra time. Now they can't do this. And let me tell you, Sylvia be don't talk am. This is pre-planned. If they don't talk campaign in so-called thing the way they record for say, oh, one person don't sue, another person go come, they go sue. It is preempted. Come on, go back and listen to her.
Okay. I not deny the fact say I disagree with Sylvia, especially at this time when at least we try for camp down the
Mankota, it's high time we take the bull by the horn. Me, I don't care. Let Sylvia come after me. I'll go after her. She's hypocrite. She's not stable.
You know the way you solve problems. You they solve problems by
no, well, she has to know. She has to know that if he crusade, other person the way crusade pass him.
I don't think so you crusade anyway, doctor.
She has to stop, man. This is nonsense.
I don't think so you crusade. Actually, you just vex her anyway. I understand the emotions. We all get that emotions today because we want to see a better party. But
now, the person this will be the sorry for them all things. Where SLPP be all them, they care and go under. I was one of the people them now this podium when they try to talk for them. You know that.
All right. I understand the point you make, but let me just try to conclude something about Sylvia because she's not here. So who is responsible?
Bring and come.
I will try.
Yes.
I will try.
Yes.
I will try.
No, this is too much. He has to stop.
Let me tell
What is the fight for? What is the fight for? What is Sylvia the fight for now? Is he fighting for APC or for self? I go tell you deep down. Now we will not open the cover close. No, see the coupe. She's fighting for her personality and something where they shumu down. Come on, make it stop.
Okay, let me bring everybody back together. Okay, so here is the problem where I get doctor. If somebody attack something, you say it's wrong, then you self-attack, then
it break up. Sorry.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So Sylvia not supposed to do this. It is a constitutional right, but sometimes you right, you can look and say no, I know they take action because
not to know constitutional right. If you want man, the man don't want to go marry other person. Not bring her with your match now.
Doctor, you have to have today.
I want bang, yes.
That make you come on you go sit down na motoka. So okay. Now let me go to George Orwell. George Orwell says Dr. Kamara is right about Sylvia. She is a surrogate of other political party to keep the APC and the people of Sierra Leone hostage at this difficult time. Let's call the spade a spade. She is hypocrite. All right. Again, as somebody who don't deal with Sylvia, I don't deal with Sylvia past most of the people the way they talk where them come from. because me and him don't go into interaction during the time of the APC party. But one thing we I give and credit, I disagree with her. You know that say I did disagree with them. But that's so many. Even if I disagree with you, I dey give you credit where you due, because at the end of the day, it's not personal. It's about policies. That's only the way them come. Sylvia, not hypocrite. That make they afraid for talk anything. Somebody when a hypocrite, now they what them call maybe they afraid for talk, but not to people like Sylvia. So not hypocrite at all. This way we do so it correct. No, it wrong. To me, I don't want to make it do them, because it is just the destroy the foundation who they try for build for this party. So we're able to mount a very comprehensive campaign in 2023. The more we go into litigation, the more it distract me from strategizing. That's now one of my problems down there. If now within the power, I don't give a damn. Let's see if we go sue the APC party. That's okay. But we're in the power, we're at a very big disadvantage. So the last thing we need is litigation after litigation. It's very wrong. Our leaders then get their own problem. I understand that. You understand? But enough to say, because the leaders are they know they listen, or they see things them. So therefore, you get for go after them in a way we will able affect the party. But other than that, Sylvia is not a hypocrite. Sylvia is not afraid for talking mind. And that make a very, very blunt Sylvia. Now one of the things around a very, very blunt. And Dr. Kamara says confessed that she says Sylvia na catalyst. Okay. Let me go to Bible again. But before I go there, let me read Peter Dowda what he say. Can the APC lose both the Kono and Creole votes in the forthcoming election and still expect victory? Before let me just say something on this, then I bring Bible on that too. Can APC afford to lose both Kono and Creole votes in the forthcoming election and still expect victory? Kono votes, maybe, but unlikely. Creole votes, I don't think say APC will ever lose Creole votes. That's not going to ever happen. 90% of Creole are APC, so it would be very unlikely for make them lose Creole vote. Kono is very, very vital to the APC party. We all know that. Kono na kind of a swing state where they determine the outcome of every presidential election. In most cases, Kono and Koinadugu. But I hope we're not going to lose Kono, because that is going to be a disaster. Bible ahead.
Sylvia, Dr. Sylvia, a very dangerous person.
Hey God.
We have to be the party for be very, very be careful of her. Now, a particular podium, it talk say the APC now weak opposition. How will not go weak when we get the likes of her? They be for any progress we will make ready for reverse. We 100 miles behind. And when you come out, you go to maps on side, go begin talk, say the APC now weak opposition. And I make me guarantee the current leadership of the APC. It sabi we. The party sabi, the leadership of the party, you know the type of elements the way it deal with. Now I make the way how they address the issue of the current government. I think that is the best approach. Now the correct thing can they make. If people like Sylvia, they try for insinuate, say the leadership is weak, it's not genuine. This single act what you don't do for go try for go join by existing matter na the court. Then a pointer and an indicator say she's acting like an agent of something, but one day they pray for me the truth come to last.
An agent of who or what?
Well, when we get the correct evidence, we go see them. But okay. Where they behave, because accusation don't they say if they part defend himself say he not to RUF. People then they point in hand pan and say in a RUF, and people then they point pan and say he serve a Solomon B. And the pictures then they when they show how they played up. You see, he cannot eat with both hands at the same times. It's unethical. If you say you did one side, they did because why? For very good reason, I make them say SLPP. For very good reason, I make them say APC. We get differences in methods, in approach, in principles, or whatever. So if you say it did one side, they did. But this lady, he always there for attack the leadership of the party in order to support the party. They want me the party go draw feds, and I go be the number one. Or they for go turn prosecuting witness against that against the party.
Babu,
Yes.
come on, man. We know say Sylvia make mistake now. We all acknowledge that. So we didn't at the same boost now. But come on, Sylvia no dey defend the party. Come on. Yes, we know say we had to hold on. We know say we had to because of what he do. But for tell me say Sylvia no dey defend the party, that is not correct because we know how Sylvia don't defend this party. We know that, you understand? He make mistake or he do wrong because mistake and do wrong are two different things, right? You make mistake, that is intentional. You do wrong, now something like we get for do with intentions, right? So he make mistake, he do wrong actually. So in my own opinion, that's my own opinion for say, you're not supposed for actually even entertain, because I remember Sylvia's tinap now, I think now, is it Kono or Kailahum, where if you want for go vote, where they not agree for make you vote, it tinap, it tell say, you know, go carry go the party, because some people, they feel say they carry go the party in a court. He say, no, you know, they carry go the party in a court because, not to the interest of the party, for carry go the party in a court or something like that. So if he don't talk so, and you know say I see somebody when he talk say Lucretia Ban, he say I don't know Sylvia by listening to her. I don't think it is about the party. She has issue with EBK. The problem when people then get about the party versus EBK is when Alfred Peter Conte gets issue with EBK, yes, and these people are leaders. Now the same thing way Sylvia get issue with EBK and Yansane. These people are the leaders of the party. So anything way then they do, it affects the party. So there is always going to be that link between the EBK, which are the chairman and leader, and the party, because these are the people. The party is just an institution. It's lifeless. Now the people now it make the party become a party. Now it make the party become effective if it get for be effective. So any effect on their leadership then them, it affects the party. So the people the way they talk say Sylvia you just get a problem with the leadership. I know that, we know that, but that action gets a correlation to the party where they affect the party. So I just want to make them very clear. Let me go to George Owell. George Owell say my problem with Sylvia is sometimes you see photos with her and EBK at EBK's residence in McKinney, and at the same time goes on social media going after EBK. What is her problem? All right.
Well, okay, Marco, allow me to learn.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to address George Owell on that. But,
well, maybe me go begin. Now I make her start by say she's a very dangerous human being. If they come very close to you, she's not to be trusted. If they come very close to you, don't forget to never always be on your guard. Whatever relationship you do with her, is ready to exploit that situation there to her advantage at any point in time. The way Army don't they study, I don't they follow. People and they accuse her and say she's a blackmailer. Because if they come very close to people, it gets enough information about you. And it go threaten you if you don't go the way you want for expose you. Those kind of people, and particularly that sort of attribute for a female politician, is not good. It's not good. I hope you go listen to this program. As doctor say, me not be Choco. Me been they refer to her as Iron Lady. I was a fan. Yes, I dey follow am. But this excess is then too much. The way they do some things then, I wish maybe for just sit down, may APC do, may the current leadership do anything other than just they do am. May it just sit down, then we go sit down, the judge. If he stand for the truth always now they come to last. If he stand for the truth, making awful says he's the judge, she's the executioner, she's everything. May he continue for create their awareness. May people and they follow, then we go be the judge. But may he not can judge again. That is the point she's missing. You see? So may he not go the judge, may he not say Papa na your way. She's becoming a dictator also. That now they blame people for being being dictatorial or dictators. Now they can insist, in the one can impose on we the general membership. Say now 1991 constitution now for use. You see?
Well, one of the things where I see is me not even I don't want to see the 1991 constitution to be honest with you.
So do I. See, myself, I don't want to see anything like that. But again, in they blame people for being dictatorial, but itself, they practice dictatorship. This is the big problem. This.
Sylvia, I go send an invitation to her from if you go can at the program. Sylvia not been a kind that we program. They say we've been there as leader. Just like what I tell you, because of I've been criticized so much. Because of certain things them. So well hopefully since we're not friends now, so hopefully they can have the program for making can able for the inside of the story because in all fear the people don't batter them so for let just they go around and the TPN a big platform where a lot of people that then they watch and one way they listen na the radio especially in na salon. Enough fear to him, but if you left to if you want for come, I will send the invitation. Maybe next week I will bring and come and see let INSSF come tell you side of the story. But at the end of the day, Sylvia is a member of the APC party. Don't defend the party. Down there at the stand for him. For say don't do him. What he do so, you correct? What he they try for do so because they not even get the okay for make he join. Whether it correct or not, to me, in my own opinion, it's not necessary. It's not called for actually, and that's why I tell them now. Me audio way I've been pulled out a couple days ago for saying not necessary. You don't have to do this for making able for effects change at all. It's not necessary at all. But she's a member of the APC party. She's a fully paid up member, and he don't defend the APC party so many times. Remember, when Anescoma and EBK kind of power. Where they begin stifle we leadership. Sylvia was one of the few, probably one of the few people that would stand up always. They go talk on behalf of the APC party and the media. In fact, we know say now because of that, they lock her up. Not for anything where they been lock her up for. Now because of they been a stand up against the SLPP led government and that make them lock her up. So if we not think about that. Because Sylvia now don't make mistakes, so we just focus on the mistake where Sylvia don't make. That's enough here to her, actually. It could be me tomorrow, it could be you tomorrow, it could be anybody tomorrow. Because we all are human beings, right? We make mistakes. So we can think so what they do now that the correct thing, but later on we'll get for realizing maybe what we do so not correct. So if everybody they judge you now based on the now, what thing they happen now, and if forget about what thing they don't happen, what he don't do, whose contribution we don't give, that is ungratefulness. So no one for be ungrateful to Sylvia. I know I see some of the audios when they come with some woman and then they cause on social media, then they do all kind of bad things, and that is very, very unruly. Definitely, me I don't understand how certain people that don't take mami course or course like say that they own policy statement down there when they show cause then they cause the woman. That is very, very bad. And a woman them this is what man them a woman them. I was very shocked for hearing some of them mami cause then they all them come bad cause then they. But again, social media don't give you the platform for me. We open we much for talk no more. So let me go back to the comments. Let me go to Lucretia Ban. Sorry if I did pronounce your name bad. She said the executive have expired. Why can't she wait for the constitution, the votes, then vote them out? That's the point. You understand? We don't say this executive don't expire. We know that. Then time don't expire. What do they know more? What do they know more? Most of the executive, APC executive around the world, the diaspora, most of them they don't expire. Almost all of them they don't expire. So not to the normal. So, but let we be patient and try for give them the time for make them come on. Let them go to in convention. If they go to convention, then we'll be able to vote them out, right? I know they in favor of somebody where you turn on or you still stick na power, especially when you get the opportunity for make you able to do things in a better way. I don't like that, but again, we have a process, right? We have a constitution we guide we how we get for pull out somebody when then a power when in time to expire or bring in somebody else. So that's something we are not in favor of at all. George Owen say, Dr. Mankota, I sometimes understand Mr. Alfred P. contest issue with EBK, but I can say he is not a hypocrite. He made it clear that he is not a fan of EBK. He never makes his issue like Sylvia. Okay. You remind me of Lucretia Ban. I think I've been pulled that and called the okay. Now in this now be so now almost at the same point where they type for George and Lucretia and at the same point where they type for where them from. All right. We don't know what's not the relationship between EBK and Sylvia. We don't know. But I believe they get some kind of passionate relationship. We probably a mutual relationship with supposed to be entrusted relationship where because Sylvia was the SEA for Anes by Koroma. He worked at the office of Anes by Koroma. So there must be some passionate relationship. How that passionate relationship broke down, I don't know. But I know something went wrong. And one thing where I suspect, and this is just my observation, I could be wrong. One thing I suspect we make this relationship get for cut off is the fact that Sylvia expects the APC party, and by Koroma in particular, when they arrest her for do more than what they do. When they may arrest Sylvia, it be expected, say, the party, and especially Anes by Koroma, for do more, because when I remember, one of the accusation is Sylvia put Anes by Koroma in picture na in parlor. But also the policeman them they wrote them call. And you know that was just an excuse by the police. The problem was Sylvia was one of the only few people that we been getting in mind during the time of the commission of inquiry. A lot of people that they been afraid within the APC party. Sylvia was one of the only person we been getting in mind to go media for attack the SLP and something like that. That make the arrest them. So he expects the party for do more for make the fight for them. They not do them at all. They not do them. So I think say that's now one of the factors where Sylvia broke in relationship with Anes by Koroma. It could be other things we I don't know, but it left to him. Hopefully one day he get for tell we. Okay. Now let me go to Peter Dauda. Who is more highly educated, Sylvia Blyden or Anes by Koroma? Come on, not to down the Ukampa, Peter. Come on. I don't say na joke you get for joke. This not nothing to do with education. This is not common sense, right? It doesn't matter because you get PhD or you get a bachelor's degree or you even get a high school degree. Common sense. Because this is a social aspect of life. It has nothing to do with education. So if you ask the question, we don't know. They are all educated and they are all smart. I think that's the most important thing. You understand? So they all need for use them common sense for do things for the benefit of the party. Now we go to Lucretia. Now I don't begin from used with the name Lucretia now more than before. I agree that she is a dangerous and she is dangerous. Anybody close to her should be careful. I am sure her mom was not pleased what she is doing, but she don't listen to anyone. She has to stop. Okay. First of all, Sylvia and Mama don't die, so let will not bring her inside this particular case. Okay, let will not bring Mama at all. He don't die. We'll get forget and respect him. We can say Sylvia dangerous. Okay, that's not your opinion, right? Sylvia can say not dangerous. Now your opinion, okay? But here is the fact. I think my main focus is Sylvia should withdraw this insistence for join or for going to court and do any all the other things. Them, I don't think it's necessary at this time. The APC need peace in order for make we able for strategize. Okay, now before I go to the next what they call Bible, you get anything? Dr. Kamara, I think he did offer.
Well, just for say, like how Peter Peter Conte in lawyer don't they say you know one time for me join them. I hope say not a trick, then they try for a trick. If more see if then genuine. If finally then take her out of the game, well at that time they may go believe say yes, not a trick. But
explain better for now we understand what you mean the trick.
It can be a ploy. A ploy. Say, okay, Mr. Lawyer, when I put this there before the court, disown me, don't ready for appreciate me, let it be as a ruling from the court that I can be part of you, then we'll move forward. More see how the case they unfold, more the truth get for come out. But the way Sylvia don't they portray himself, what he don't demonstrate. To me assessments, it don't get some credibility problem. Now me own side. I not they trust them so easily what they say, what they do.
So tell me exactly who's how this credibility fall apart for Sylvia.
Because in talk say what the judge tell her from what they follow, the magistrate tell her and say he want make this matter done within this year. And the APC lawyer want either the APC, I'm not too sure, want this matter made done before this month. In talk now, court say he want make the matter done within this week. I don't trust those kind of statements. I don't trust. You see, it's like in a greater situation, in a sense of a bait for you. If you not make something, you take that in. They believe me, they hook you up. That is the type of person I don't study. I have to be very guided with that woman there. You know, the way be this.
So what they try for put together is Sylvia is smart.
That is no smartness, because at the end of the day, people and they like Ebure, would they outside here, would they watch, would know they talk, would know they verbalize, millions of other people, and they listen to them. Now then people now that constituency they made afraid. Sylvia, you know, is not an elective person. He don't get no elective position at the party for say he get followers there. Now in a problem with the PPRC. The PPRC then creates them for mediate matters. People that were there at managerial level of the party. If they get problem, like Secretary General and PRO, they get problem. PPRC get will come. Or individuals there, they get problem with the party. The PPRC not equipped like the court for go they create a forum for go they mediate their matters. Then they only recourse for individual get who can go to court. Like kind don't go to court so.
Okay.
But the PPRC not get space for we individual to individual because you're not going to address all to those issues there. They not equipped. You not get the but the court there, you get several courts, you have a lot of magistrates, you have everything for adulting and then the country big. So individual there, you don't seek for redress at any time. So make my head. But yeah, still now the PPRC it begin to blame.
So before one of the I think I used to say that Dr. Kamara say you say a fan for Sylvia, right?
Of course.
Now you're not a fan again.
No.
So what maybe make you be fan?
The academic background
Mhm.
from what they follow
Mhm.
that from O level he distinguished himself.
Mhm.
He go university. Remember, now woman, he go university. He don't excel parenting and then he decide for do medicine up to a doctorate level of dentin and day for woman for active dentin and day and for go on a newspaper. If they try for great awareness now the country, if they make dentin as editor in chief or whatever, all their achievements then they make me at the watch am with that idea. But me, Bebure, as my name imply, I born a ruling family. Then say if I dey attack leadership, I have to be very be careful
Yeah.
because we own it. We will not be beat directly.
Yeah.
So if he in the Sylvia one be leader, he has to be very be careful where they handle leadership problem. He therefore there is always room for go meet people there who agree as a leader, like how Dr. Anes Kuruma. In they work with both the devil and the angel almost simultaneously. That makes you a leader. Now make at some point, now that make the he say see them people there who I don't call Nado, now them people there now they spoil the party. Because he knows them. He knows them.
Because in one of them.
Eh? No, in the tribe of make no, you not one of them, he points that group.
Oh, come on. How you go say this that one na witch when you know to witch man? Now you must not say that one na witch. And how you gonna know that? Because see, they inside the witch, now they make you become remember them. So Aneskroma now one of the people that when they spoil the party, we know that. But anyway, for now, now the other one then they spoil the party.
That's what you say. But when you sit down, hey, believe me, that thing what they call leadership. Not on Kalukalu business. Don't try with you.
Yeah,
that man who don't sit down at that state house for 11 years. For make you say it a fair time. For me, you say it a disgrace.
Okay.
If you be very, very be careful.
True. And
people who call affairs and that situation don't. You know the experience. You know how much people are don't tell and something. You know how you manage anything and they. For she don't they she don't they.
Okay, no. Doctor, don't come back. No, before we go to doctor, let me go back to the comments section. Payamba, I don't know if now this Mohammed Fofana Naing Payamba. Payamba says they went to court to order the APC executive to step aside to allow them hijack the party like. Okay. Let me make very things then clear before I go to doctor. There's at times when it's necessary for go to court, for go sue your daddy or your mama. If that's not the best way we go able to bring peace or avoid disaster, sometimes it's necessary we have to be clear. With the APC party at the time when we lost the election, the anger, the emotions, and all those type of problems we've been go on, and with the reluctance from the leadership for make them listen to people then we get this matured way of doing things. I think the APC leadership actually created the atmosphere for make some people then go to court. People like the NRM, because I interviewed the NRMs them many times in this forum. I am not a member of the NRM, but the time when they go to court, it was necessary because we know at that time, number one, the APC leadership not be one for make we even change the constitution because it be the benefit them. Imagine you get the power for select who that you want. And through the selection, and then they will know say some people when they come, even though sometimes in your constituency not even let come, then they can bribe you. That day they make you money. So it was a financial benefit for some of the leadership where they get the power for select people. Them. I'm not talking about Anes Kuruma because Anes Kuruma at that time he already gets money. But I'm talking about people like Yansane and the other folks them where the sectional way they get that power them where somebody want for them call it they go. And we know some people that will actually go give money, then take this symbol here from one person where them you know promise, then take and say, okay, oh man, you get for sit down first. When they can't give this wire, and I think say I ain't going able to handle this first. We don't see them, you understand them? So it was a clear indication, say there was a reluctance by we leaders then for MEC could not change this selection process. And the other way then you get for force that when the NRM go to court and stop the Potlok convention, because at that time, even the constitution where them be put at that time, the constitution, there were some kind of changes after the committee sent the constitution to NEC. There were some kind of changes after they read them, and then changes and nobody know what's not the changes them. And if we therefore be agree for make them go that convention day, we know how that convention they would them call. Where you go, they will tell you say without say no, without say yes, no, then the yes have it. This is how them for being used for go approve that constitution. They pass later now. You go read the constitution. You can't find out say that selection process still there. So it was necessary. That's now one point where I want to make. But I think say Sylvia Blyden in the first place, it's not necessary for making even join another lawsuit who they try for wrap up some of them here. What will be the effect from? What in people them the effect for? We don't get at least 80% of that, right? So I think saying a winning for everybody. Doctor, go ahead. Then I go back to the comment section. Hold on. Let me bring you, Cam. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Mankota. Let me borrow your words. Where you say today na me, tomorrow na you. You've been talking there. As I Kuruma been talking. Where the Minkan go na court, na parliament for go nominate more. We meet all the army man and they say what's in this? Say this is not necessary. They say all na one. They say today na me, tomorrow na you. Today na Neskoroma and Payasane. Tomorrow na Mankota.
By God's power, inshallah.
Yeah. You don't talk the thing. You don't say. They don't almost solve the thing 80%. I think now we are getting senses here.
Yep.
Sylvia Blyden, clever Tete, not clever past all the acts of Richard Conte, Kerfara Mara, and the likes of you and others. But they say this now in-house, made them try talk up. Okay, they say made them can't talk up. They don't make the constitution. Una already say made them talk up. Some of una say no, we not agree again. So you are agent of or enemy of progress for the party because the 20% way left. And look at the time, a crisis where APC don't begin come back now the north where they win the elections them na Kwanadugu. Now in the likes of Kaloko, Sylvia Blyden, they spring up back. Come on.
All right.
No. Let me land.
Today you really angry.
No. Let me land. You see, well, this is it. If you say you're not a family member, you be not talking. I say not to all them say where you feel say you they win. You get for left certain in them, so that make you continue
for the benefit of the collective benefit of the
party.
I agree.
So I mean, now this I don't look all. I said, but what kind of confusion is this way they come back? And Sylvia Blyden is like a living library. She has every file of the APC or the political history of that country in her hand. Make it use and to your own benefit. But another use and to your own benefit. You need, they say, make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other is gold.
Okay.
You need every bit. The old man, the more when I say no want.
See, I say make you go a little bit for let's see face. I think your face is cut off half.
That's on me.
Okay.
Are you okay?
No, again, a little bit.
Now would I say you want to see me face?
Sylvia.
Ah, oh, Tell her, see, I find Passam. Look,
Okay. So now we go to the okay. James cannot say.
I'm
James
not done it. I'm not done it.
Okay, you got 30 seconds.
Okay. If this is the Sylvia where don't set record for being the first president woman in Afrabi College, probably she would be the first one here. But by her going against the only base where it don't make up to this time, at this time, with unnecessary court cases, and I think it's a credible and a wise at that. Main they pan boku organizations where is here they come out so for tell them to make it slow down. He has to slow down. He has to be diplomatic.
Okay, yeah.
But like this is not doing it's not doing herself any good. Honestly, you get for your reward. And later after that question, that man will say if you for lose the APC or the Kono vote. Now APC, you know they lose the crew vote. Now another the Kono they vote. No.
We lose Kono the last time.
No worry, we did it now. This trip we did it live.
Okay, I get you. Hey, doctor. Hey, so you don't come back?
I said we did it live.
Okay. Now go to James Kenneth Kanu. He said, Mankota, I admire your sense of judgment and the way you deal with issues. You have been fair and truthful. We have to be careful the words we use to describe the actions of individual party members without trying to establish the reasons that necessitates their action. Yeah, I totally agree with you, James. Definitely, I think I talked about that earlier. Now we know take somebody because of one action we take, and we forget about what he don't do all for the party, and just focus on the mistakes them. We are human beings. We are not infallible, right? We all fallible. We all not perfect. We can make mistakes. The way I think, me on politics, they are the way they come. I they look at things case by case, and I deal with things case by case. In as much as I know one for let Sylvia further with this, Sylvia don't do good for the APC party. One way or the other. So this not just another mistake way any of we can do. So let me tell her the truth for say, yes, Sylvia, there is no need for this. You need for withdraw this. But let we not say Sylvia not to true APC. If we do so, then we'll not even fear to whistle because somebody else will get the same thing. If they work for the APC so much, one day when he make mistake, we say to APC. And now bring problem at the APC with leadership. This no matter what thing somebody do, the moment that person they disagree with the leadership, then say to APC enough. Now he make people like Mohamed Kamarimba Mansarim left the APC party. Now he make even Dr. Kamara when she does so, they look me so. Not look me Dr. Kamara, not look farm. Now he make Dr. Kamara vex the APC. You understand? And other people then because we are so much, petty, we're too petty on certain things quick because I disagree with you as a leader, therefore me not to a true APC, that is not going to help the APC party. So thank you very much, Kenneth Kanu, for actually point out this, and I hope same we leaders that then we're able to see this for same. And where people are together, there is always going to be disagreement. And then disagreement, then an advantage. We can use disagreements for our own advantage, But if we say any disagreement now, we try for chastise the person, we try for cast out the person, then there's always going to be chaos. So thank you very much. Now we go to Lucretia Ban again. You get used to the name. She has so many complaints about different issues. She keeps changing from one problem to another. Okay, Lucretia. Definitely, I don't use the name now, Lucretia. Before I can struggle for pronounce the name, but now the more they write, the more I learn for read them. Sylvia, I get so many things there for complain. Other people get so many things there for complain within the APC party, but it is natural. You understand? When a party, especially a party, we don't rule, in our opposition, there are so many things them. Disgruntlement is one of them, and sometimes na in the derail the peace within the party because somebody not use forget something from the leadership. Now you're not able to forget that thing there again. It cause so many emotions, So that's always a natural phenomenon. Now we go to Sierra Leone. The person say na name Sierra Leone. EBK is the real problem. EBK is part of the problem, not of the real problem, actually. We have to be sincere. EBK alone cannot do anything without me, Baibure, Dr. Kamara, and una all when na APC if we not support them. You know what to make a leader become bold and sometimes becomes detached with reality because the people that will surround them. Like I said, a human being is not infallible. We are all not perfect, you understand? So a leader, if you do mistake, you support her, you clap, the leader go feel say, what's the right thing? Even though na the wrong thing, but because everybody when they see around them, they all the clap and say them in they make a leader become dictatorial subconsciously. So at the Skoma, just part of the problem. We as members also part of the problem because if problem happen, a mistake happen, the leader make mistake, then we will not support them. The leader will caution, no matter what you think, the caution say, we have been do so, the entire membership, then they agree that. So let me be careful. But everybody they clap their hands when think camp and can now we say that the leader not the problem. No, we all get blame to carry.
Makota. Makota.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I want for say the last word now, then I will go. you see one of the best politicians. Now the APC who I admire. Now Mr. Carr.
We have Mr. Carr.
Alpha Khan.
Oh, Alpha Khan. Okay, yeah.
And they're doing thing. And they get away cleverly and not talk thing. If it's Sylvia only can behave like that, like Mr. Carr, then he will be a winner.
Okay.
Period.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Now go to the before I go to Bible. George Owen say, no, sir, I disagree with your submission that a child to take his or her parents to court if they have disagreement, it will worsen the situation than resolve the issue. Just like what is going on within the APC. If all parties will have sat down and compromise, they will have been far ahead with development and give hope to the people of Sierra Leone. Okay, let me explain this, George Orwell. I think I was too vague. We always say in William culture, well, with the exception of the Mende culture, we understand very well also. William culture is picking up take impairment in court. That's not that angle they come up from. Well, not actually that angle they come up from. There are certain times when you call police for you parents them. If you think say something is about to happen where they cause the family distress and probably trauma. I think you understand how the type of talk about. You can call police for what them call it. Then you can arrest or then can try for resolve them problems. So what are the type of talk about? There are times when you get for go outside of the family for go seek help if that is going to help the situation. Okay. So like the APC party, there was no way where this constitution where all the agrees for say yes, at least in 100% perfect, but at least it make a lot of things that way will be easier for you tomorrow and for me tomorrow. So there was no way where that constitution there for been there the way it did today. So if them people they not for been going to court. You see? Now we all know say yes, this is something even though at the time it bad for so many people them, but today we see the outcome. Sometimes things they start in the bad way, but the outcome is the most important thing. If it starts by the bad way, it come in a better way, where it benefits everybody. I think it's allowable, right? Now that one that they try to talk about. Bible, you want for preaching now for 1 minute?
Well, just the converse of which we dey talk on for the APC. I want to take on the part of Dr. Sylvia. Say that leadership, that party will give the appointment of minister na a country. That party will make you SEA, special assistant to the president, direct access to State House. Must know the level of trust what they give you for getting kind of position in there. If for any reason something go wrong, Sylvia, if you are listening to me, if for be very, very be careful how you for react. If for be very, very be careful the way they react. For say that leadership don't mean anything bad for you for make you minister. That leadership don't make you no bad for bring you right inside State House, special assistant to no less a person the president. You know what that means? You are a co-president. If for any reason something go wrong, if me not be you, I go take them how I go fight back with that kind of leadership. But I not go ever challenge that person who give me that respect and honor in the public. If me not you.
Okay. Sylvia, they listen to you.
Okay, that's very good. That one thing more I want to draw your attention to. We human beings, we get what they call very short memory, quick to forget. That party what they call APC, and that leader, what does she done there even up to 5 years? Now I make Peter the NRM. Why me they against the NRM? The process and the method is flawed. And while I study in England, we have been do some research now in dissertation. The professor keep on reminding me, say, if the method wrong, he said the outcome can be wrong. It's how if I look at it.
So tell me the method where they're supposed for take.
No, you tell at the end, it will tell you the method.
And more left for other discussion. More left for other discussion. But what you mean they tell you, what you mean learn? Believe me, if that instrument we use for gather information is flawed, believe me, anything we get for commodity is flawed.
Yep.
So now if we not APC there, we get any internal currency, particularly the current temperature in the country, mother be in court. Now the line at the last side want me for go seek redress for anything pertaining to the APC.
Why?
The party except Badabio in court, they remove 10 members of parliament. What the law say after after that ruling day, if it take 14 days, if appeal no day before that ruling day stand. The very day when they pass the judgment, Badabio in government, then they swear in them people and they to become parliamentarian. You don't find people there, you don't go recruit people there for impose them na that country there. When a blatant abuse of the constitution, now the constitution will make a president. Now he talks at least 14 days for a ruling for removal of parliament. If we law then the thing stand. He go no, he said make a justify. Now that now just was in case, now just a case in point.
Okay.
That mother bill in court. Now you want appoint a minister between me and you two. One appoint on Friday. The court ruling. They count Thursday. They pass judgment. That mandate they exonerate them from the rulings or the findings of the commission. Only for that mandate they become the minister the following day. That is what a mother bill in court can do.
Okay.
Then they control the court remotely. For me go join somebody for make APC in case they are court. I think now the last thing we expect a person like Sylvia who don't fight for so long. You not warrior. You don't fight for the party so long. Then later now you turn
By the way,
for destroy the party. Yes, sir.
So the court system we will get right now is rotting. We all know that, right? The court system, if we want to be fair, is not rotting during the time of Madabio alone. We all don't see since the multi-party democracy kind of power will get this democracy. Well, even before that, the court system.
You don't allow me, Kalano, Dr. Mankota. If you allow me, you not go talk this to us. Like the history where we want use bad thing to justify bad thing. Yes, sir.
Babure, make I help you. You get what they call they say rottinest.
Yes,
All right.
for the superlative degree.
Okay.
Degree. What you mean to say is
What are the time? Babure, hold up. What are the time for talk? We don't see at the time when we been in the power where the SLPP been accused the court saying an experiment in court. The same way they are today, so where mother building a power, we say mother build in court.
Rottinest.
Don't say it.
Rottinest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the time for talk here is, I think the time for now we always they blame. Right now we they blame the court for saying mother bio in court, which is the case, because the politicians always they use this nonsense court here, where it's supposed to be an independent entity, for make them prosecute or try for intimidate the other side. But this not start from Madabio. This thing don't go on for a very long time before the one party state where party know them, waiting they say who they know. You can go with the court with case where you know say you get right. The man will get money, he they go pay, then give the wrong, him by the right. So now something where we all know say it clear. I think what we get for focus on now, how we go able for insert pressure for make this court here realize say the court is an independent entity. It's not supposed to be a tool of the executive or the politicians. That's not the thing. We don't tell who they grumble. We don't grumble during Tijan Kabab. We can't grumble during an Eskroma. And now we grumble during this Madabio. Tijan Kabab na in court, an Eskroma na in court, Madabio na in court. Dr. Mangota, you get for being in court, or Bible, you get for being in court. That make us say we as Sierra Leoneans, we are also part of the problem. We like for talk. We like for argue.
Okay, Makota, I beg to leave. But before I leave, I want to say something. As former Minister of Social Welfare, if Sylvia Blyden is listening, and as a woman, what he don't do for the rape cases there, where they rape who picking in a salon.
Okay,
Make the right for that, and make it go after anything and they na court and try for see the truth of it. Then it go unnecessary blabber.
Definitely, you don't come back home. So thank you very much for come back home. Goodbye. Me Bible will try for round up this. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah.
All right. So Ajibujalo said the result of the councillors' election in Kono today. That's today then they do the election. I don't even know that. Today will help inform how we stand as a party in Kono and who is a force to reckon with amongst our APC politicians from Kono. Ajibujalo, thank you very much for bringing that. I don't even know for say election will take place today. I know say then get forget election, but I don't know say election will take place today. But one of the things we are hearing na Kono, I don't know whether that's true or not because I not been get the time for make I do any kind of investigation. The APC party, especially we brothers and sisters in Kono, they need for put their acts together. I remember the time when Alhaji Samsumana was expelled from the APC party, then Pula na power as a vice president. Now the TPN forum, that's when they Karmo Kabab in Dede and other APC folks them, Lugus Kurma in Dede and other folks them. I think I make Karmo Kabab on a winner APC specifically because of me. what's in a APC in a TPN forum. Because I tell them, say, in the Kamokaba, Diana Konomani, Lobus Kuruma, and all the other APC folks, them, the young generation of the Kono people, them, they're not going to ever forgive them because God don't bring something way na very important for the Kono people, them. They don't put on na their hand. Now the same people that they take them, then they throw them. As me and Karamokaba been did another back and forth argument, and I say you Karamokaba, you say you na contributing factor where the Kono people they not going ever forgive you. We don't go up to vice president. If very close to president, no matter what in individual or personal conflicts within Kono, when I get for look at Kono, the bigger picture. But if you say because all this na my brother, but me not agree or so things, so therefore I defect her in any way. Well, it can be say Kono not to Boku people there. They're not Boku. Now small tribe. Who's can blessing way past the one day. Timini, when are the largest tribe that the country do not even get a pure Timini yet. You now when are some of the smallest tribes them, when I don't get this opportunity. Why already affect 2 million for make sure say we are able to go to the highest level instead when I begin the effect on ourselves. And that fact the up till now they happen. So we now it don't begin well it affect the APC already at that time because one of the reasons we lost now because we lost Kono. And at the same time, then they continue for FET within the APC party. What you understand, the vice chair, APC vice chair, Minkalu Mansari, and other folks them, including Lugus Krona, then decide say for make Sam Sumana go thank somebody, candidate Nakonom, for make he can present them. Sam Sumana go friend a candidate, Ibrahim Kam. And what happened based on what I understand, I don't know whether it is true, but this is I'm just explaining what them tell me. So what happened? Samsona bring this person first, and the person is very very popular. So then begin work out with him. Then say Yansane, That time the Daniel Konomani, don't say right now the main problem is Daniel Konomani versus Samsumana. Now the main problem within the Kono enclave. So as I now call Dana Kunomani from UK for say, well, now this why I don't go and call him. So because I know the charm, district charm, so in the Dana Kunomani, you go take another person, the brand camp. That person there, because a lot of people then say they don't want him. They don't want him at all. So what did they do? They make the one way some Swana being select for make Iran as independent. Right now, they run as independent. The one way they not Konomani go put, they say they not agree for make the APC candidate, now the official APC candidate, they not agree for make a campaign soon. So you see the problem where the Kono people don't continue for bring inside with APC party. I think we need to tell them if they are not serious for bring benefits to the APC party, I think they need for stay aside because they don't do one term where they make the APC party lost the election and it then continue for do because of their small egos them. This is very, very bad and it has to stop. Now if that independent candidates come, so this know because hopefully probably now they say probably go win that election there. Now independent, not to APC. Even if you get for what I'm calling with the APC, now independent. What actually that the benefit we? Why we know they solve your problem outside of the APC party? Everybody they bring your personal problem like the APC party and they affect the party. All the problems and the way they happen the corner. Let them solve them within the young corner. Let them stay away from the APC because we don't see the disaster we them bring. Now down in no more get Ajibujalo. So now the problem down is yes. What happened if the independent man win? Not the APC win. You see the question, Ajibujalo. Bible, go ahead.
Well, I don't get much for saying now. Just for thank you over the point we last say about the Kono factor and that the leadership now the party, made them left and made them solve and locally, made them not can involve the topmost leadership for me then can make them blame me boom. Then a family, then a tribe, where then see how then we able to work together, we all work as one under the APC. Now that ain't no more me they say.
Thank you very much. Peter Dowda says, so Sylvia Blyden is no longer a party faithful because she refuses to be brainwashed. Iban Kanu say, man Kuroma, are you okay? Uda na man Kuroma. Ibrahim Kanu, no know Uda na man Kuroma. So if you were able to clarify what you mean, that would be fine. George Owen say, well said, Mr. Baibure. And oh, okay, Ibrahim Kanu, I think it's time for clarifying. I say, Dr. Mankota, are you truly okay? Yeah, I'm truly okay. I know say sometimes people the emotions that then they what they call them the mind, you know. I don't know which one where you say if I okay either what I talk just know about Kono people them or what I talk earlier because there are so many things we I talk, but hopefully you talk about the Kono people them. If that is the one you say if I'm okay. I'm okay, but this is the fact. To be honest with you, Kono people them then get their own family issues. Then get their own family issues. Make them solve their family issues then they within themselves. If they're able to solve their family issues, then the Kono people they will able to benefit. If they're not able to solve them, make their own family issues not continue for affect the party because there are we get about how many districts now? Not about 14 districts or so. So we get 14 districts. Let one district not just be the problem where they come at the APC party because of their small ego. Okay, so okay, now the same thing. Okay, now let me go to Ajibu Jalose. Ajibu Jalose, let us play devil's advocate in this discussion for a moment, and I am just thinking, what will happen to all these court cases if we wake up tomorrow and EBK and his executive resigns substantively, but call themselves and maintain a caretaker position until we elect new national officers? So if they resign, they then call themselves a caretaker position until we. I think say right now they are caretakers. Even if officially they not announce themselves for big caretakers. Right now a caretaker position they get because the executive is already expired. Their own mandate is expired. Unfortunately, they not come out and try for say okay. We are caretaker until we go to election, but technically they are caretaker because they are no longer I don't want to say the legitimate, but the politically elected members. Then time on done. When they elect them, then get certain time when they reach, then get for go back to election. So after that time, they are now turned to caretaker. So I don't know if you get any addition to that. Payamba says that is what they want. If the executive resign, they believe they will take over the party leadership. Payamba, when you say they, what do they mean? The one way they're going to court or something? Oh, I think probably not you mean. Bible, you get any what they call to this?
Well, talking about the leadership of the party, resign or no resign, it's just a matter of time. We'll be there. The only thing, the leadership of the APC don't learn from the mistake of the late President Tijan Kaba and leadership of the SLPP. Where after a reign, the party go into the hands of the wrong hands, the power philosophy, where they can destroy the democracy where the very SLPP fought for. The very SLPP who fought for this democracy bring peace in the country. If I'm correct in saying that, taking a case study of President Tijan Kaba, which he do for many country, many world on, Though other story they talk about the part we play for made the world they land in our side. But what we don't come to one now, for most sustain the democracy, in leadership left Sidon, the party in leadership camp a power philosophy who don't understand what in a rule of law. A bunch of drunken sailors who just they sit down now on bar or don't take whiskey, then they take policies then where they can wreck the country, wreck the economy, destroy the country. They just sit down more, a declare
Uh-oh.
coffee order state of emergency, which is very, very
Uh-oh.
dangerous. So the current leadership of the APC, then they bear for make sure say the party go be safe. Anybody who get for count tomorrow, then forget respect for the rule of law. Like how you be they say just now, say them they call an escroma court, Chijan court. Why the change? I maybe want where President Madabio we can be president of the country. May it change by anything wanna be wrong thing. But no use wrong, like how me don't read the president talk. Where OFI and then go meet am, then go complain how then they kill APC people immediately after the election. Me hear President Madabio hold something in a hand, like say one give somebody na disabled. He say where APC be win election, they not been kill SLPP people. That was the back talk he gave. I heard down the pan radio station. The clip will likely they. Not all the type of leadership down there who they look for. If the past leadership don't do something wrong, or you come do something right. Like when we win 2023, you know they can't do anything wrong to any person because in a Southeasterner. No, it is wrong. It is wrong. We will never be a party to that. For say just because this person is talking or from the northeast, because APC don't come to power, therefore put on a court or therefore seize the property. I will never subscribe to a thing like that. Because the power do something wrong, now I make who they come to power for can't do the right thing. That they don't want me to talk.
All right, thank you very much. Now we go to, I think, Abraham Kano clarify that way and call we be asked for, say, Dr. Mankot, are you okay? So he say it's about the judiciary. Yes, Mr. Kano, I am okay. The judiciary, it's a problem. Everybody knows, see, we don't have an effective judiciary system in the country, unfortunately. But the point why they try to make is, when we say the judiciary, Matabio court, an Eskroma court, and Tijan Kaba court, these are some of the things that we, from subsequent governments, would always the same. Tijan Kaba court, an Eskroma court, Matabio court. What do we get for do as nation for try for change that? That's the point why they try for make. You understand? Yes, we know that there is a problem within the court system. There's a problem within the parliament themselves. These are supposed to be three co-equal branches of government. Three co-equal. They don't say sub-equal and high equal. They say co-equal. Why? What is the problem? Why the judiciary is so dependent, or they take order from the executive? Something is wrong, right? So now that one day we're supposed to look into and say, you know what thing? Let's try for force parliament for pass a law on this, or for make sure say the law. All right, hold on. Okay, Umar, who's idea? Okay, give me 1 minute. Okay, hold on. All right. So this is the thing we try to talk about. Bible, as I go open somebody quick. Continue for talk. Try for address Ajibujalo in issue. Read them and.
The question is, will the court cases go away? If that happens, fixing a problem can be from more than one approach. Either the sick kill you or you die left the sick. if you know what I mean. Well, uh, brother Jibu, I go take time for make I understand for what you mean. What I they say is, like how man Kota they say, the three arms of government, the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. These are co-partners who they collaborate, interact in the interest of the country, but each one respect the domain, each respect in company in domain, make it not interfere, like for can dictate what the court for do, or may the president dictate what the parliament they do, would that parliament for approve, parliament of when he who steers must be probed. There must be accountability if we mean the business of government for go through. Just because this person is SLPP, I mean a SLPP, it means that person they will not for all accountable. No. If men that person they would they the same party, but would they now two different arms of government. In real politics, we for all each other accountable in the interest of the nation. If the president is doing something, or the president they bring in rotten people in for can be ministers there, we not say them people here, they're not get for serve. The president can appoint somebody as neck officer. We not say this person get for compromise the principle of that institution there. We not for approve them as a parliament. We for stand against, hey, Mr. President, did you do your assignment properly? You consult the other political parties, at least more bring an independently minded person for command this important position. But the arms of government today, parliament just they no more for approve anything what the president say, even though they not say what the president they do in all right. So this is not the problem. The president they can't they interfere with the judiciary. Those kinds of things are not right. They say they don't bail somebody, the court don't grant somebody bail. That bail they not go through 30 days. Somebody just can't hold it in. You know what it mean for detain somebody in liberty for just 1 hour? A human being for lock and tell what it mean? Not to goat, not to animal. You, Mr. President, you have no right for all person in jail. Now the law, now the all person in court.
Okay, but
you don't get no right for interfere for me lock person.
But I think say you dey freeze a little bit, but the voice they come clearly. Okay, let me just make quickly because we don't go out of time. Let me try for round up this. The question, let's just address the question. Mr. Jibujalo, it just remember, I'll give you an example. The military junta, okay? Military junta. Like the one the way don't overturn like na Guinea so. Okay. We say we don't let the military junta because na military government, so therefore what happened if Mamadou Doumbouya pulled the uniform, because the uniform is just a piece of cloth, right? He pulled the uniform, then now they wear the uniform again, it transforms itself to a civilian, what they call. The attitude is going to be the same thing. So now the same thing with waiting you time for talking about an Escoma giving up the leadership and become a caretaker, whether the court cases able to go away. It depends according to, it's not about an Escoma being in that place alone. It is about the actions of leaders them. Now, improbably they irritate some people then, but in any case, I just want for make sure I'm not think say the position is the problem, the attitude is the problem. I think, in my own opinion. Okay, so Abraham Kanu say to take the party to court is not an option. It's an option, but it has to be a necessity. It has to reach certain high level. We get to put high level, because remember. And Escoma, before he came into power, then they were caught for how many years? They never caught. Editorial, Sherry Kamal, they never caught, right? So what happened? Yes, we solve them, but when we're not able, when you get a dictatorial, the reason what it makes sometimes military coups, I'm not a fan of military coups. Let me make it very clear. But sometimes military coups are very necessary. Okay, even though they say a rotten democratic government is better than a military government, but military coups are very sometimes necessary, but it has to be measured in the highest level. For example, a dictator where not care about the people, them, they cause problem, they set fire people, them, the military can get the authority for coming and put that what they call them. So now the same thing with political parties. When you get people the way they don't want for you, nobody, then just they do what they want for do. And this now a national party, in that higher level where they know say probably this guy focus more chaos at the party. Yes, an individual can go to court. Even not part of the constitution anyway. Let me just read the what they call quick before we don't go out of time already. Well said, sir. Too wrong don't make things right. Kill for kill will take us nowhere. Correct, Ajibujalo. And Ajibujalo say, he who pays the piper calls the tune always. The judiciary and parliament will and can never be 100% independent in Sierra Leone. I totally agree with you, Ajibujalo. And that's the problem. Even here in the United States, the military, the judiciary is not 100%, but at least now we get about 90%. It's okay. The 10% will go able to be around, but 5%. Now, I think it is intolerable. We'll not tolerate that. And I also say, in Sierra Leone, the president dictates the evidence is crystal clear. That is the election of speaker, ACC, boss, NEC boss, and the likes. Who dare you question the president's appointment? When last do you hear KKY speak as you know him? Well, na club, parliament, judiciary, and executive na club. They're all. You don't need a power. You don't need a government, so you know what they talk about. You don't need a government for a very long time. Mohamed Kohli says, is it not the same court that freed Paulo Conte in a treason trial? When last do you hear that about that? Yeah, that make we still get 5% independence, 95% dependent on the oil and coal anyway. Okay. The president's nephew have lost a case in this court. Okay. Well, good for him, But still, the vast majority of Sierra Leone, they know they see justice within the country. So that's still a stand. Dr. Mankota, I'm support of the military regime in Guinea. Yeah, it's actually a popular coup, just like way the NPRC being popular in Asalo. Now they talk about when people realize that their own leadership, that they think about them, and the leadership get the power for doing anything. When the military can we get the gun, the people then they support that military. Even though theoretically they say a rotten military, what they call is better than a rotten democracy government is better than a military junta. So we don't reach to the end of this program. Mr. Badura, thank you very much for this wonderful thing. Hopefully, the next time when they bring Sylvia Blyden, you will be a little bit mild in the way they criticize them. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
We'll try for if you will come, fine. So, and I also want to thank Dr. Kamara for. Dr. Kamara today, he don't finally tell you say he don't come back. I've been telling Dr. Kamara saying, no matter who side you go, you home like home. We all don't left salon for many years, but as that mammy when them call Kandom, I don't know they run for going to salon. So you know ever run away from your home. So at the same thing, Dr. Kamara, he go to NGC, now he talking like APC. If somebody don't know Dr. Kamara for saying that NGC, nobody ever knows him for saying na NGC. If he's saying that APC still. My brother, there are a lot of big steps taken by this court, even though there are challenges. I agree with you. So let's continue the discussion. Hopefully, then we'll listen and we'll make a difference. Okay. I thank you very much again. So next week we will see you about the same time, the same place. Good night.